Shares of Tesla hitting a 52-week low, falling about 40% so far this year. The company cutting prices of its Model Y, Model X, and Model S vehicles. Tesla also slashing prices now in China and Germany. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the company may be losing some potential buyers, namely Democrats. Joining us now is Tim Higgins, Wall Street Journal business columnist. Tim, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's go first at the politics of all this, and then let's talk about what we might hear from Elon Musk tomorrow when he does his earnings call later in the afternoon, which I think is the much-awaited moment where we'll may find out where this is all headed. But you have a take, which is that you believe that Democrats may not be buying Teslas. I was going to say that may very well be true, but the other side of this is you oftentimes hear that Republicans aren't buying EVs. I don't know if you think if they're not buying EVs, that means they're not buying Teslas either.
That's the dilemma. That's probably the challenge that Elon Musk really has right now is that for years, Democrats have been the biggest kind of cohort of electric car buyers, and not surprisingly been the biggest cohort of buyers for Tesla. When we started to see last fall Elon's perhaps more controversial comments regarding immigration, regarding that infamous tweet that some saw as anti-Semitic, or at least amplifying that kind of vitriol, his kind of public battle against DEI, you started to see consumers, Democrats, pulling back, which it could be very troublesome this year, in a very hot political year when EVs have been very much polarized. We've seen Republicans traditionally have been, for every 5 Democrats buying an EV, only 2 Republicans have been buying an EV here in the U.S.
Tim, are you surprised that EV buying in the United States has become political? I mean, you can see a clear distinction between red states and blue states. In Europe, by the way, it is not like this. In parts of Asia, it is not like this.
Yeah. Historically, it's really been this way. You go back, remember 10 years ago when the Obama administration was saving General Motors from bankruptcy, the idea of the Volt was going to be the future of GM. It was very easy during that presidential cycle for Republicans to talk about the Volt as being the Obama-mobile and kind of cast it as a political wedge in that election. And then you kind of go forward and you started to see some improvement when car makers like Tesla really focus on the performance of the vehicle and kind of frame it as, not just an electric car, but the best car. That really resonates with buyers. They aren't buying an electric car, they are buying a Tesla. And that has been increasingly important here in the U.S. for the mindset of the buyer.
Tim, you've been following Elon Musk and Tesla for a very long time, and we're going to be hearing from him tomorrow afternoon. Lots of various expectations about what we're going to hear. We talked to Phil LeBeau earlier. The biggest, of course, is this announcement about a Robotaxi. The question I asked him is the same question I'll ask you, which is, for a Robotaxi to work, you really have to be at level 5 autonomy, which means no human intervention at all. How far is Tesla from truly level 5, no human intervention AI in the car?
Well, we haven't seen it so far. We haven't seen the tests of it. We haven't seen these vehicles out in the real world. To me and other experts, one of the red lines here for judging if this technology is real is when Tesla starts to take the legal liability for these vehicles. If the vehicle is driving itself, then Tesla should be liable, according to a lot of experts. Right now, autopilot, FSD, these are essentially glorified cruise controls. I'm not saying they're not impressive, but they cannot drive the car, and the company even says so. The company says the driver needs to monitor, the driver is in charge, and that, at the end of the day, is the dividing line.
The technology that's on a cruise, for example, or some of the Waymo vehicles include LiDAR, which is effectively a laser system with radar and other things. Elon Musk has avoided those technologies for a while, saying that he believes it can be done with cameras. Do you believe that the tech and the rig, if you will, of technology that exists in the car, on the car, needs to change to be able to get to level 5? And what do you think the cost of that is if it has to?
Yeah, you get at the biggest party debate here in Silicon Valley for years has been this question. Elon makes the argument that humans just have eyes, and so essentially the camera can be like the eyes of human. The challenge, though, for these other companies who disagree with that is that the LiDAR, the radar, the other sensors that they put on their vehicles, essentially helps the vehicle in these edge cases. The concern is that when they launch these vehicles, that the humans are not going to be tolerant of a robot car crashing. Whereas if you or I were to crash in a bad situation, maybe it wasn't our fault, maybe was our fault, humans are going to be more understanding perhaps. But of the robot, if your toaster attacks you, you're not going to, trust it.